necessary story. Otherwise, I'm going to get fired. I'll respond to the offer and say, boss, you can't do that. Make me later when we go live. That's how it's started. Meet me on the road. Yeah, meet me on the road. Yeah, I'm in so I do it all night. I do it all night. I do it all night.
Welcome, everybody. We all know the drill. We're grabbing our daily heartbeat and liking the live. Good evening, Marcia. I see you. Good evening, Miss Renita. I see you. We're liking the live. We're grabbing our daily heartbeat. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. We are grabbing our daily heartbeat and we are liking the live. Once we get to 5K likes, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for grabbing a daily heartbeat, everybody. Welcome on in. I see you. Welcome on in. Hold on. Where's my... Miss Renita, Miss Renita, I don't know if you know, but I'm from Jamaica, Miss Renita, and I love soca music. I love dancehall music. So, I like to show different sides of me. I'm not always professional. And there was a video that I saw of you in doing my research. There was a video I saw of you presenting, and the soca music was going. So I said, because of you tonight, let me get my soca going. Welcome on in, everybody. Thank you for joining on in. Where's the We're grabbing our daily heartbeat and we are liking the live. Okay, Miss Renita, you from Barbados. I see you, Miss Renita. Welcome, everyone. Miss Mika, I see you. Welcome on in. We are grabbing our daily heartbeat. We are liking the live. Blessed believer, I see you. Welcome on in. We are liking the live. Nisha, I see you. Welcome on in. We are liking the live. Once we get to 5K likes, you guys know the drill. We're going to go ahead and get started. Once we hit 5K likes, we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to do our trending topic in healthcare. You guys know the trending topic in healthcare is important, so we're going to breeze through the trending topic in healthcare. Then we have our interview guest, and then we're going to wrap it up with some professor tips, okay? So we're grabbing a daily heartbeat. We're liking the live. We're supporting the goal. I don't want to be on here begging because I got a violation the other day, so I don't want y'all to think I'm begging nobody, but y'all know the drill. We know what we're doing. We're grabbing our daily heartbeat, and we are liking the live, okay? 5K likes. We're going to get started. Oh, I didn't even post it on my story. Y'all, add to story. Blessed believer, I see you. Welcome on in. Okay, let me just send it out real quick. I'm just sending it out one time and I'm done. I can't keep doing this. Okay, we go. Miss Mika, I see you. Thank you for the donut. I see you, Miss Mika. So yes, once we hit 5K likes, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on our trending topic in healthcare. Blessed believer, welcome on in. I see you liking the live. Marcia, I see you. Thank you so much for liking the live. Once we get to 5K likes, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Y'all know the drill. Come on. We know the drill. What's the drill? 5K likes. Where's the pen? Be good. Miss Mika, thank you so much for the hand something. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're at 2K likes. Once we get to 5K likes, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Once we get to 5K likes, we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. I'm excited for this. Come on. Okay, Miss Renita with the popular votes. I see you. Miss Renita with the popular votes. I see you. Marcia, I see you liking the live. Let's like the live. Once we get to 5K likes, we're gonna get started. Today's gonna be a good day. I see you, Miss Renita. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Everybody, the people that will roll on in when they roll on in. Roy. Yes. Thank you. Okay, we at 3K likes. Y'all getting me there. Damn, okay, and the room ain't even grown yet. Okay. You see, in Jamaica, there's a phrase that we call we liquor, but we talawa. We only got 5 people in here, and y'all get me the 5K likes. I appreciate you. Miss Mika, I had a blessed day too. Very productive. I hope you had the same too. But you know, my day is not done until I can execute my office hours. So once I execute my office hours on Tuesdays, Miss Mika, that's when I feel a big sigh of relief and I go and bust down a big plate of food. Okay? Let's get to 5K likes. I hope you had a good day too, Miss Mika. And everybody else, Miss Blessed Believe, I hope you had a good day. Miss Renita, I hope you had a good day. We're gonna get started in 5K likes, okay? Oh, this one, I gotta save this mix. Oh, I'm saving this mix. I like this one. When we touch down, the whole boy shell down. Thumbs up in the chat. How is the audio? Her Divine Alchemy, welcome on in. We are just getting started. Welcome on in. Yeah, Miss Renita, I'll show you this mix after. Blessed Believer, I love you being here, Blessed Believer. I love when I get on, and Blessed Believer is always one of the first ones on here. So it's refreshing to see consistency, and I'm so glad that you guys, like my content and appreciate the word. Okay, I see the thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Okay, we almost there. We gonna get started soon, okay? We almost there. Y'all get me there. Her Divine Alchemy, just chill. Thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart. You cutting up. I gotta get back to my breakup. Her Divine Alchemy, just chill. I got the soca music going because one of the guests I'm bringing up today, she likes soca music as well too. Damn. Y'all play too much. Y'all play way too much. How y'all know I be in character? I don't be in character. This how I be. This is me. I mean, that closer to me. Now give me when you push back that thing hard. Oh, I'm saving this for wait. Bookmark. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, we good. Life is too serious all the time. We gotta laugh. I know. But you know what? We're at 5K. Miss Mika, thank you for sharing that. You're right. And I get that. I do get that a lot, but I'm a serious person. I'm a serious person sometimes. You got to break it out of me. And a couple of y'all know how to break it out of me. Miss Mika, you be breaking it out of me. Her Divine Alchemy, you be breaking it out of me. So there's a couple of people who can break it out of me. But whenever people say my name, oh, Dr. Johnson, or AKA Anthony, oh, that nigga, oh, that guy, he is serious. He's no nonsense. He's straight to the point. He bought his business. So Janae, welcome on in. I see you. Welcome on in. Okay, so that's enough. We got some good things to talk about. Today, as you know, we're going to do my trending topic in healthcare. We have a great guest that I want to share with you all. I met her the other day in somebody else's live, and I was just so blown away. I had to invite her over here to office hours with Dr. Johnson. Janae, welcome on in. I see you. So, trending topic in healthcare. I breeze through them. I just want to make sure I share this information so we don't stay too long on the trending topic in healthcare. Then we have an interview. She's going to be sharing great information, great resources, great perspectives. Janae, thank you so much for grabbing Daily Heart Me. And then we're going to wrap it up with Professor Tips. My Professor Tips, let me send it to that person to make sure they're here. Okay, so as we all know, let's start off with welcome to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. Royalty, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start off with the trending topic in healthcare, okay? Janae, I see you. Thank you for the gift. Before I get started, thumbs up or praying hands is me just acknowledging you guys in the chat. don't want to interrupt our guests or distract me. But a thumbs up, y'all know the drill. Thumbs up, praying hands is me saying I see you, I appreciate you, and thanking you guys in the chat. Miss Cece, I see you. Welcome back. I'm so glad you made it. Okay. Okay. This is like real life, real classroom. I love seeing familiar faces. I see you. Let me scroll back up in the chat. Y'all are distracted me already. Royalty, I see you talking about, hey, Dr. Johnson. Hey, Royalty. I see you, Royalty. Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay, November is Men's Health Awareness Month. Y'all know I was going to talk about this today. Cece, I see you. Welcome on in. I see you, Cece. Thank you for being here. We all know what month November is. November is Men's Health Awareness Month. Okay, what is that? What is that? Men's Health Awareness Month. What is that? We're going to talk about it briefly. Men's Health Awareness Month in November. Okay, we're bringing awareness to a couple. I don't even want to call them issues. I want to call them key points as it relates to men's health overall that should be highlighted year round, not just in November. Okay. So men's health, the key focus, you guys know, I'm looking down, I have my notes. Key focuses on Men's Health Awareness Month. Okay. Encouraging regular checkups for men. Encouraging regular checkups for men. During this month, it's used as a reminder for men to schedule annual visits and screenings to protect and detect health problems early. That's taking a preventative measure. We love preventative measures, okay? Next, another key focus, promoting healthy habits. This includes a focus on eating a balanced diet, regular physical activity, and quitting smoking. Just giving you guys like some examples. Okay. Another key focus. This one's big. This one's important. Addressing mental health. Let me situate myself properly. Addressing mental health. Okay. Men are encouraged to pay attention to their mental health as conditions like anxiety, depression are prevalent and can cause increased risk in the S word. That S word is what's another I'll just say for the sake of TikTok, I'll just say self-destruction. Okay. Yeah, Mika, I'm sitting up, I'm leaning in, mental health. Yeah, that's the third key focus, mental health. Okay. So I'll repeat that one more time because Miss Mika saw that. Addressing mental health. Men are encouraged to pay attention to their mental health as conditions like anxiety, depression are prevalent and can increase the risk of that S word, which is self-destruction. Okay, we all using context clues here. Okay, and also a fourth key focus in Men's Health Awareness Month: raising awareness of specific cancers. Cancer. Efforts are made to educate men about prostate and testicular cancers and the importance of early detection. Okay, I just want to briefly run through the men's health awareness and the key focuses. Okay, before we bring up my guest. Okay, November, Men's Health Awareness Month, encouraging regular checkups for men, promoting healthy habits for men, addressing mental health for men, and raising awareness for specific cancers for men. Can I have a couple people in the chat drop just for men? FORMEN, for men. That's what the trending topic today is. Mental health awareness. No, excuse me. Men's Health Awareness Month for men. You see, I'm always on that mental health tip. For men. Thank you, blessed believer. I see you. For men. That's what today is for, okay? And I don't know how many men are in here, or okay, there's a lot of women in here. Aaron, I see you. Welcome on in. Y'all all know a man. You guys all have a brother, a uncle, right. We all got them. Good evening. Good evening. I see y'all in the chat. We all got them, okay? So once again, encouraging regular checkups, promoting healthy habits, addressing mental health, and raising awareness for specific cancers. And what are those specific cancers? Testicular and prostate. Cece in the chat said she has a husband, she has a dad, and she has a nephew. All of you guys just joining on in, welcome to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We were just briefly going over my trending topic in healthcare, and it is Men's Health Awareness Month, okay? We are going to then head on over to our interview, and then we're going to wrap it up with Professor Tips. Doc Style, I see you. Welcome on in. You just joined up. Those of you who just joined in, that mass join. We were just briefly going over my trending topic in healthcare. Pals, I see you. Welcome on in. You guys know I don't stay on the topics too long. I just share this information, these fast facts, these useful fast facts, and then we get into the nitty gritty. Key focuses of Men's Health Awareness Month. I'm just going to briefly run through them. Encouraging regular checkups for men, promoting healthy habits for men, addressing mental health for men, and raising awareness for specific cancers for men. What are those specific cancers? Testicular cancer and prostate cancer. We all know a man. Y'all know me, right? Y'all know me, right? Okay, so if you know me, you know a dad, you know a cousin, you know a brother, you know an uncle, you know a homeboy, you know a friend, you know a husband, you know a daddy. We all know men, okay? And one thing that I want to highlight again today, on the conference last week, I had my panelists emphasize, men, it's okay to seek help. Men, it's okay to say, hey, I'm not okay right now. I need help. Okay? Perfect. Let me pin this. Thank you, Ms. Mika, healthcare professional. Ms. Mika said, for men, encourage healthy habits, raise awareness for specific cancers, take care of your mental. Thank you, licensed therapist. I appreciate you, subject matter expert. Pals, welcome on in. I see you sharing the live, okay? So, just running through that again one more time. Miss Royalty, I see you. Thank you for the roses. Key focuses Men's Health Awareness Month. Encouraging regular checkups, promoting healthy habits, addressing mental health, and raising awareness for specific cancers. Those specific cancers are prostate cancer and testicular cancer. Okay, Governor, welcome on in. I see you. I also want to share, before I wrap up the trending topic, I also want to share a statistic. Okay, the statistic, the last update was back in 2023, but the numbers are wild. We're talking about the S word. It's mental health, and we're talking about the S word for TikTok purposes. I'll just use the word self-destruction instead of that S word. Mikasa, I see you. Welcome on in. So we're just, I want to share this statistic with you all. Overall rates, adjusted suicide. Ooh, F1 in the chat. The overall self-destruction rate for males was 22.8 destructions per 100,000 men. Okay, I just want to share that quick statistic with you all before we head on over to our interview, okay? 22.8 destructions per every 100,000 men. Okay, I see you guys in the chat with the F1. I appreciate you. Okay, so to wrap up my trending topic in healthcare, Men's Health Awareness Month, key focuses were encouraging regular checkups, promoting healthy habits, addressing mental health, and raising awareness for specific cancers. And those two specific cancers was prostate cancer and testicular cancer. Okay, we wrapping it up. You guys are amazing. Let's bring up our guests. Miss Mika, I see you, Miss Mika. Okay, Miss Mika, I see you. Thank you for being here. Licensed therapist, subject matter expert. Miss Leanne, I see you. Welcome on in. Let's bring up our guest.
Hello, hello, hello.
Miss Renita, good evening, good evening. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can see you and hear you. Leanne, welcome on in. I see you. Okay, so everybody, can I just get a couple thumbs up in the chat? You know, sometimes when we bring up a guest, the audio goes kind of in and out. How is the audio on you guys' end? Thumbs up in the chat if the audio is good.
And just speaking just to see if my audio is coming through clearly. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Perfect. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, y'all getting me excited. You guys, can I tell you something before we get started? I get excited every time I come on here and I do these interviews. I've done I almost said 100. No, I'm gonna speak it into existence. I've done hundreds of these interviews, and I sometimes still get the jitters, or I sometimes still get nervous and excited to just make sure everything goes well. You see them hailing you up in the chat, Mr.
I know, I love it. Big up.
Yeah. Okay. And we have a fellow Caribbean in the house. Okay, you guys. Tonight is gonna be good. Tonight is gonna be needed. Tonight is going to be important. Okay. Miss Renita, before we get started, I just want to tell you, I was in somebody else's room recently, and I saw.
Oh, she just entered.
Yes, Miss Khadijah, welcome on in. Yeah,
Perfect timing.
I was in Khadijah's room. I couldn't remember if it was Khadijah or somebody else.
It was Khadijah, yeah.
I was in Khadijah's room, and I liked your message. And I love when I hear people who speak with conviction. And I love when I hear people who speak and you can hear them that they are seasoned. I'm not talking about old. I'm just talking about seasoned with experience. Yeah, let's keep it a buck. Let's
Yeah,
keep it,
yeah.
let's keep it 100. I'm not talking about old. I'm talking about seasoned. Somebody with experience, somebody who subject matter expert. I heard all of that. In a little bit of time, you came on the live and you were sharing whatever topic that was and providing your perspective and your experience. It moved me, and I said to myself, I need to bring Miss Renita over to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. They need to hear Miss Renita. So that's why you're here today, okay, ma'am?
Well, I appreciate that because, and I always tell people I'm just talking. So
Right,
I don't remember what, that's a funny thing because I think that was an impromptu panel that Khadijah had. Hey, Khadijah, good to see
right.
you. And I was just kind of taught free flowing whatever was on my mind that day. So I'm glad that there was some value that was received in it.
Right. I love that. So brief introduction. I'm Dr. Johnson. If you don't know, ma'am, nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Johnson. I am a professor. I'm also a healthcare administrator and educator. But I am building a community here on TikTok where I am surrounding it around everything healthcare admin, everything public health, everything mental health, and also being an advocate for higher education and those to go back to school. Okay. So that's what I'm on here doing on TikTok. However, I do realize that not everybody is interested in healthcare. Not everybody is interested in being a professor. So I want to make sure I'm consistently providing a variety of topics and a variety of experiences and skills, which is why I have a diverse interview pool of people, and that's why you are here today. Okay, ma'am? So this interview is all about you. We want to get to know you. I know you visited one of my one or two of my past office hours, so you know I do my homework. I have my questions, okay? And everybody, Miss Mika in
Okay,
the chat, Miss
wow.
Mika can tell you I do my homework. Pals in the chat can tell you I do my homework. Dr. Lewis can tell you in the chat I do my homework. So we're gonna go through some questions. You had asked me one time, no, I think it was last week, you know, what are the questions? What's the direction? And I told you, ma'am, I got you. It's gonna be educational, it's gonna be professional, it's gonna be motivational. I was on your page and I formulated the questions, so that's what we gonna get into them questions, okay? But first, I always have my guests start us off with your educational and your professional background. This is social media, so whatever name or company you don't feel comfortable sharing with here on TikTok, you know, you can just give us some context clues. But educational and professional background. Ms. Mika talking about something. Dr. Johnson does his homework for sure. He digs into you in the best way. Thank you, ma'am. That definitely dig into the yes, because guess what? I don't want you guys to come up on here and waste your time, and I don't want you guys to come up on here and feel as though I'm just inviting you for clicks and views and engagement, because that's far from it. I actually want, just like how I was in somebody else's live and you spoke to me and it moved me, I want to make sure I bring you over into my lives and you speak to somebody and you move them outside of this whole TikTok, outside of this whole engage. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I make sure I do my homework. Do your homework, people, okay? And that do your homework can be applied to so many different things. Let me turn it over to Miss Renita. Can you hit us with your educational and your professional background now?
Okay, well, first, hello everyone. My name is Renita Drakes. It's in my, oh, there. It's in my profile, so I have no problem putting my government name online. My educational background. So I did an undergrad in psychology, and my initial career aspirations were actually to be a forensic psychologist. However, I tell this story that once I volunteered in the forensic psych lab at my university, I very quickly realized that I would not be able to take on a lot of the things that I would be expected to deal with.
Right.
And so I pivoted at that point. And I always say that I wish that I knew myself when I was 21, or that there was someone around me who was like me now, because I could have definitely used a mentor at that time. And that's why a lot of the things that I talk about with regards to mindset and shedding limiting beliefs was that it's something I struggled with when I was in my early 20s, figuring out my way through life. So, and looking at a lot of options, I decided that I was minoring in computer science while I was doing my psychology undergrad. And then I decided, you know what, I'm really interested in tech. I'm going to do that. So I did a whole postgraduate degree in software development. And so that's how I started my career, was in tech. I still work in tech, but in a different aspect. I don't do programming anymore. I then segued into digital strategy and digital transformation, which essentially just means taking technology projects and being able to upgrade and convert them and switch them into different things. Psych grads unite, yes. So That's what I've been doing for the last however several years now. That's been the majority of my career. But in addition to that, because I've never been a person where I just do one thing. Right. And so in addition to that, I'm also an investor. I do real estate investing, small business investing. I've been a lifelong musician, although I kind of retired essentially a few years ago from music. So the way people know me, it kind of depends on how you met me. There are people that met me as a musician and they just know me from being in a studio or on a stage, and they have no idea I have a professional career. And then the people that know me professionally have no idea that I do all these other things. Right. And with all the different experiences that I've had, I've always been really passionate about empowering other people. And thank you so much. I don't want to interrupt too much of the conversation. So I appreciate any blessings that anyone sends me. It's not unseen and I'm not ignoring it. So as I've gone through my life, I've recognized a lot of limiting beliefs that a lot of us suffer from. And through that process, I used to be in ministry in the church that I was in music ministry. Mm-hmm. And music is a way that you can minister to people. Right. And then because I felt so called to empower people to break through their limiting beliefs and achieve the things that they wanted to, I decided, you know what, my ministry now is helping empower others and help them to break those limitations that hold them back. And so for the last few years, that's what I've been doing as a speaker and as an author. And that's what that's what I've been focused on for the last few years. In addition to, I still do I still have a consulting business in tech and whatnot. So I do both.
I love that. Thank you for that introduction, y'all. Do you guys see why she's up here? Do you guys see why she's up here? Once again, everybody just joining on in, a thumbs up or praying hands is me just acknowledging you guys in the chat. I don't want to interrupt my guests. Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We are interviewing today Miss Renita Drakes, okay? Miss Renita, my next question for you, I would just want to dive right into it. You've worn or you currently wear so many hats, right? Mm-hmm. What role or what have you enjoyed the most doing, from digital strategy to consulting to real estate to being an author to being a motivational speaker? What do you enjoy the most doing?
Speaking. I love speaking life into other people. I actually do get a lot of joy in having a conversation. And anyone who's had a conversation with me on here, whether it's in my live or me popping into theirs or through private chats or whatever, I very much naturally, when I see problems, I can identify solutions. Right. And so I like helping people discover that in themselves. So you may not even ask for my help, but you may just be mentioning, oh, I've been thinking about this, but I've been struggling with that. And I will immediately just be, okay, well, let's talk about this. Let's work it out. Right. So I really actually do enjoy that. And I get a lot of value out of that.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, we're going to jump right into it. We have
let's do it.
A variety of different topics. Obviously, we're both professionals and we can handle them, address them properly and professionally, okay? Mm-hmm. And once again, everybody, this is just for learning purposes. This is for resource purposes, okay? So, Miss Renita, the current economy, okay? The current economy. Many are leading towards entrepreneurship, right? Why do you think that is? It's with this current economy. Why are people like, hey, let me go start a business, or hey, let me go do this on my own? Why do you think that is from your acquired professional experience?
I think because people are starting to clue into the fact that the path that everyone told us was the right one is not the only one. Okay. It's not the only way, right? We were all given a blueprint from the time we were small. We all heard the same blueprint. You go to school, you get a job, you work, you retire. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of those people, although I've been a lifelong entrepreneur. I've never been one of those people who will, rag on having a 9-to-5, right. Because one, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's hard. Right. There's a lot of challenges to it. And then also it doesn't necessarily align with everyone's life. And if everybody went to go be an entrepreneur, a lot of the things that we need and the services that we need and the interactions that we need, even as an entrepreneur, you still need people working a traditional 9-to-5. So, and there's a lot of safety and security in that. However, because of the economy, when you're seeing so many companies lay off tens of thousands of people, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that security that we were told about, maybe that's a lie. Right. So even when I had a 9-to-5 that I worked for almost 15 years, I still was running 2 businesses on the side, and I was running a nonprofit organization. I've never not had something going on. Even while I was in university, I started my consulting business while I was still in university learning. So I think that for people who've traditionally always relied on that, they're starting to see, okay, well, maybe that stability that I thought I was leaning on is not necessarily there. Maybe there's another way to do things. And so now they're branching out, because even for me, I got laid off from the job that I had for several years in the career that I was in. Mm-hmm. And although I was always an entrepreneur in some regard, then I was full-fledged, okay, well, this is what I'm doing now. And that's what I've been doing since then for the last 6 years.
Right, I love that. And thank you for being so transparent and sharing that, because there's a lot of people who are very stush and can't share when they got laid off or what they
I love the lingo.
In between jobs. And yeah, 'cause today, being that I am interviewing another Caribbean person, my tongue is gonna come in and out. But you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes they don't want to be like, oh, I'm in between jobs or I got laid off. They're too stush. Hello. Sometimes what you go through can help or motivate somebody else. So once again, thank you for being transparent and just being open and honest with you being laid off and you having to transition into something else. And that kind of, were you about to say something? Because I'm about to go to the next question.
Well, no, I was going to say that's a fallacy that a lot of people believe. And even myself, before I started being a speaker, I had it in my mind that meant you had to have it all together. Right. And I think that holds us back from sharing our stories, is because we think you have to have it all together. When you see someone, and not even just on here, if you go to a conference or whatever and you see someone on stage, you assume they have all the answers. They don't. They're just sharing their journey. And the people that you learn the most from are the people who are transparent. I was in Atlanta for a conference that I go to every year, just in June. And the speaker, he's very well known, faith-based person. He has a podcast. He's big on other platforms as well. And he came on stage and he said, listen, y'all, I'm going to be real with you. I'm struggling. My business has not been going well for the past year. I haven't received, this is in June. He said, I have not received a single dollar of income since January. Hey. The only reason I'm not on the streets is because when things were going great and I was making millions, I bought my house cash, so I don't have a mortgage to pay. Else I'm suffering, right? And we were just like stunned, because you wouldn't expect someone, especially with a large platform, to be that transparent. Now, I'm not suggesting everybody go put all your business out there on the streets. Right. However, there is value with whatever you're comfortable sharing, that now you can help other people and be transparent in your journey. It doesn't always have to be, I'm the world's leading expert in X. It's just, here's where I'm at. There's somebody that's a couple steps behind me, and they're trying to figure out how to even get to the point where I'm at right now. And that's the person that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to the person who's already way ahead of me. I'm talking to the person that's right behind me, just trying to make a move.
Okay. Do y'all see why she's up here? Subject matter. Y'all always want to crack joke on me how I use the term subject matter expert so all the time. I only bring up subject matter experts because she's talking to somebody. Miss Renita Drakes is talking to somebody, and every guest who I bring up here to interview, I hope and I pray that they are talking to somebody, because I know I decided to come on here and I was talking to somebody and I built a community for myself, and I'm so appreciative of that. I want to expand that. Miss Renita Drakes is talking to somebody. I want to stay on the topic of entrepreneurship before we drift off, okay? What pivotal moment pushed you to pursue entrepreneurship? Because oftentimes people talk about, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I do this, I'm doing this. But what pushed you there? And were you pushed there, or did you walk into it?
I walked into it with intention and with vision. Okay. So I was fortunate that I had two parents who were very forward thinking at all times. And so I was laying the groundwork for a lot of things. And I very much love the concept of the butterfly effect. And for those who don't know what that is, it goes back to this metaphysics principle. That's my other kind of side passion, is metaphysics. Love it. Mm-hmm. I'll geek out over that all day. But essentially it's the concept that something like the flap of a butterfly wing in Indonesia could cause a tsunami on the other side of the world. And basically that's every small little thing may not immediately have a direct major impact, but it creates a ripple effect that grows and grows and grows and grows, that turns into this massive thing. We don't always know the origin for the butterfly flapping of the wings that caused this thing later on in life. But I can look back on my life and I know that exactly the reason why I'm here today is because when I was 17, and I would watch my dad. My dad is a telecommunications professional, now retired, but because he worked in telecom from the time I was young, even growing up in Barbados, he always was somebody who worked remotely, even when that wasn't a thing, right? Because he had to be able to access systems remotely and things like that. And I'd watch him and I'd say, you know what, I want to be able to do something like that when I'm older.
Right.
where I had the flexibility to do a lot of different things. And that's what started me thinking about it. And my mom was always really interested in real estate, right? She's the one that got us our first house in Barbados. When we moved to Canada, she's the one that spearheaded us getting our first property. And so I always had those things in mind. Like, I love real estate. My mom would take me driving around to just look at different homes. Even if at the time we couldn't afford it, we would just still go and tour them. So my mind was always, okay, there's these other things that I can tap into. And so I remember watching my dad invest in stocks when I was 17. And he told me, one piece of advice I'll give you: as soon as you turn 18, when you're legally able to do it, open a stock brokerage account and start trading. And he taught me how to trade. And so that's when I started investing. And then I started looking into real estate investing, and all those things just happened from a couple of things my parents did when I was younger that just planted those seeds. So I was always of the mindset that there's things that I can do, that I don't have to live my life in the standard way of get a job, buy a house, sit down there and work. So going into university, although I was a university student, I had a plan that within a year and a half of graduating university, I want to be able to buy my first place and own a home at that age. And I had all the things that I wanted to accomplish kind of laid out. I think what tends to happen, and this is segueing a little bit, but I think it's an important point to make, along the way at various points of our life, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of you that are in the room right now, you're still grappling with this. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of doing things because we don't know how to do it. Okay. That's a very, very common response of, oh, I haven't done this thing yet because I don't know how. But whereas or we'll kind of daydream and say, oh, that would be so nice. Like, I would love that. It would be nice if this would happen. And we think it's just a nice little daydream that we're having. The difference with me, although I was always a dreamer, I wouldn't stop at just, oh, that would be nice. I would then say, okay, well, let me figure out how to go and do it. Even if I didn't know how, I'd figure out how to do it. So that was planted in me at an early age. So then I was the person who's just always kind of trying stuff.
I love that. Okay, I don't know if y'all peeped me, but some of my people who are here, did you all see me starting to lean in? She started to drop gems, so I had to lean in.
Or as we would say, trying to ting. And for those who missed my earlier intro, I was born and raised in Barbados in the Caribbean. So I was loving when I came in the room and Dr. Johnson had the soca music playing, because I was like, can we just vibe to some soca? Because
just vibe to some soca.
Yeah.
Soca music just make you feel good. It just makes you feel nice. And everybody, if you from the islands, can you just drop your country in the chat? I see they drop in Barbados.
Yes. Big up Teddy Bages in the chat.
Big up to all my Jamaicans in the chat too. Okay, I see them dropping Haiti in the chat too. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Okay, and I see you. And also, before we continue, Pals, I saw you in the chat earlier on when I said we're speaking to somebody, Pals. So, Pals, thank you for feeling comfortable for sharing that in the chat, because Pals said in the chat that we're speaking to her and that she is that somebody. So
Pals, I appreciate that.
I'm so glad you connected with me, Pals, and I hope you connect with Miss Renita Drakes, okay?
Sorry, can I just say to that one point as well? Anytime I do anything, if I enter a room and I speak or I share any information, because we tend to get bogged down that, like, you have to win a whole room over, you don't. Hey, Dr. Dom, good to see you. My thought process is always, anytime I speak in a room of people, I only need to reach one person. And if I reached one person, then to me, that's a job well done. I don't worry about the other 999. If they get something out of it too, I consider that bonus. So I only look for the one, and then everything is bonus. And that also relieves the pressure of, like, okay, well, that person looks like they're bored over there. That person's scrolling on their phone. That person doesn't look interested. I met one person, then hey, I'm happy.
Right. Thank you for sharing. Dr. Dom, I see you. Welcome on in. Dr. Lewis, I see you. Welcome on in. I don't know if I greeted you, Dr. Lewis. I want to continue, okay? Everybody just joining on in, Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We are interviewing subject matter expert, Miss Renita Drakes. Is it Mrs. or Miss? Because, I'm Caribbean. Ms. Okay.
Yeah, Drakes is my daddy's name.
We have to make sure we give the proper salutations, So Miss Renita Drakes, subject matter expert. She stepped into Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. So that's what we're doing here today. Posh History Professor, I see you. Welcome on in. Miss Renita, I want to continue on some topics that I still have left on entrepreneurship, okay? Once again, there's a reason why I asked you that. The economy is going how the economy wants to go right now, and a lot of people are stepping into entrepreneurship. So I just want to kind of hone in on that, okay? What skills should every aspiring entrepreneur develop? From your acquired professional skills, okay? From your experience, I'll repeat the question one more time, and I'm gonna lean in after. What skills should every aspiring entrepreneur develop first? Lean in.
So there's 3 skills that I think you need to have. One is the ability to communicate
Okay.
and relate to people. Communication is key with regards of anything that you're doing, because you need to be able to, especially if you're trying to collaborate, build alliances, and do different things. You have to be able to communicate what you're doing,
Right.
and not just out to the general public for marketing purposes, but also to ensure that you're building teams properly. I've seen so many businesses and ventures fail just because of poor and ineffective communication.
Right.
The second thing, oh my gosh, it slipped my mind because like three things that immediately popped in my mind. So one was communication. I can't remember the second thing that I was just going to say, so I'll come back to that. But the third thing I would actually say, and I know some people won't want to hear this, but only because this is where the world is going, you all need to figure out how to use AI. I know that it feels scary, and I know some people don't like it, but I liken this to back in the days before computers were really prevalent, and we only had typewriters, and people had to figure out how to use a computer. There was a lot of people that said, I don't mess with computers, I don't want to touch that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then that turned into a lot of people then not being able to keep up with the pace, right? Because they couldn't do something as basic as send an email or figure out how to do an Excel spreadsheet. So you don't need to become an AI expert, but at least understand how to use it. Because while a lot of people are concerned about being replaced by AI, the way that you can offset and mitigate that risk is by being the person who understands it, regardless of whatever your profession is. So I was at a tech conference here in Vancouver a few months ago in the summer. And I went to a restaurant across the street after. And so the server asked me like, oh, what's the big theme of the tech conference? And I said, well, expectedly AI. Mm-hmm. And then he said, oh, I feel like AI is going to come for my job one day and replace me. I don't know anything about it. And I said to him, well, if you think about it, I'm sure that that is a realistic thing that could happen, or a very likely thing. I don't like the word realistic, but that is a very likely outcome. However, somebody has to train the AI. Somebody has to understand the use case for the AI. So instead of worrying about, oh, AI is going to now replace me as a server, you can be the one who is the subject matter expert to say, well, this is actually the better workflow. This is how you can utilize it. This is where we can improve efficiencies. These are the problems that we can solve with AI. And now, not only are you not out of a job, you are now the one person who's in demand here. And not just here, you're now an AI restaurant consultant for all the other restaurants around. So that's how you can not use it as something that's scary for you. Because I saw in the chat, Mandy said it's here to stay. And that's the truth. It's here to stay. So the best thing that you can do is understand it a little bit and see how you can utilize it with whatever you're doing, especially as entrepreneurs. There are people now launching businesses with zero startup costs, with no team, and they're only just using AI and building massive companies that they're taking public. It's actually kind of crazy to see what's happening.
Thank you for sharing.
I wish I could remember the second thing I was going to say, though. I had a complete memory blank, but yeah, it'll pop back into my head.
I also want to highlight Dr. Dom said she literally just watched an interview where the speaker said AI will be like the car. Don't be the person that's holding on to the horse. Do you guys catch that analogy? Don't hold on to the old times. You got to keep up with the future.
Yeah.
Progression. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Dom.
I remember the second thing, the ability to pivot.
I told you. We're gonna talk about pivot. We're gonna talk about pivot, okay? We're gonna definitely talk about pivot. But thank you for sharing that perspective, and thank you for bringing that example of AI. Once again, subject matter expert. Those are the only people who I bring up here. I want to make sure I say that because I want people to know that when you come into the office hours with Dr. Johnson, it's subject matter experts with real news, never fake news, real information, lived experiences, and acquired professional skills. I want to make sure I stress that for everybody here, even for the new folks here. Welcome. We only deal with subject matter experts over here. And it's never to boast and brag. It's to share resources. It's to show representation. If we did it, you can do it too. Miss Renita Drakes, let's continue. You've explained to us the many hats that you've had, okay, and the different roles and the different industries that you've been in, right? So I want to discuss a little bit about success and what that looks like for you. How do you define success today? And how has that definition evolved? It's a two-ended question. How do you define success today, and how has that definition evolved?
I don't think my definition has ever really changed, only because it's fluid and dynamic by nature.
Okay.
Because for me, success means the ability to, one, not only achieve the things that I wanted to achieve and
Right.
live the life that I wanted to live, but my ultimate goal outside of everything was to live life with freedom. And
Mhm.
so for me, that looks like having control of my time, because that's the only finite resource that we have. We can make more money, we can get more of anything else that exists on the planet, but we cannot generate more time. And so control of time has always been my ultimate goal. And so the more that I am able to get control of my time, I'm not there yet. I'm not completely free where I'm 100% of the time spending my time the way I want, doing whatever I want with whom I want, et cetera, et cetera. But
Mhm.
I'm getting closer and closer to that. So to me, success is getting closer to that goal or that realization.
That realization, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I want to switch gears a little bit. Okay, I want to
Mhm.
talk about some personal development.
Yeah.
Okay. And going through your page, I see the content you post, and obviously, I did my homework, so I had to formulate my questions. So
Mhm.
these next couple of questions kind of stems from your page and the content you put out overall. You created a post one point where you said, alluding to the fact of the importance of giving yourself grace as you would give others.
Yes.
Okay, I recently had to tell myself that for my own personal what I was going through. Can you just share with us and share with the chat the importance of giving yourself grace as you would give others?
So that came about because of a conversation I was having with a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
who is, and I think I have a couple of posts where I mention that. And in one of them, I tell a shortened version of this story, but assuming a lot of people in here wouldn't have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, a friend of mine, he was struggling with some things he was trying to accomplish that didn't work out. And he was really beating himself up. But the language that he was using would be like, oh, I'm such a failure. I'm a
Right.
loser. I'm this and that. And just being really hard on himself. And I was getting tired of hearing him say these things because I know none of it to be true. And so I said to him, would you speak to your children that way? And he said, of course not. And I asked him that intentionally because I know that man loves his children down, right?
Right.
So he said, of course not. I would never speak to my children that way. And I said, well, would you speak to your mother? Because I know that he worships his mother, thinks she's the greatest thing on earth. I said, would you ever speak to your mother that way? And he said, of course not. I said, would you ever speak to me that way? And he said, no, I have too much respect for you. And I said, then why do you speak to yourself that way? Because so many times we do that to ourselves. And if you have a mindset switch and you think, well, this supposed mistake that I made or the supposed failure that I had, if this were somebody that I cared about that was in the exact same scenario, I would never talk down to them and say, oh yeah, you suck, man. That was terrible. You did a horrible job. We wouldn't speak to somebody that way that we cared about. So we have to care about ourselves as much and speak to ourselves the way that we speak to those other people. And when you have that mindset shift of, okay, well, let me speak to myself as if I were talking to Dr. Johnson and give the level of respect and grace that I would give you if you said you made a mistake or you made a stumble or you fail it in quotes, fail to do the thing that you wanted to get done. Or imagine the things that you're saying to yourself. Now imagine someone else saying it to you. When you're beating up on yourself, imagine somebody you care about talking to you that way. You would be taken aback because it would be harsh and you would recognize that it's cruel and hurtful. But we are so hard on ourselves and we beat down on ourselves all the time and we go overboard with it because regardless of if the standard is high, there's nothing wrong with having high standards for yourself. That's actually a very good thing, but it's what happens because it's counterproductive. Beating up on yourself is not going to help you do any better. So that's where that came from, that post that you saw.
I love that, and thank you for sharing that. And it definitely ignited the chat. Janae said we need to use our actions as if we truly do love ourselves. Yes. Dr. Wasal said absolutely. We have to change our language. Yes, and the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue. That's all I'm supposed to say. The power of the tongue. So you were saying your friend was speaking negatively on himself. You're
Hmm.
going to portray that.
Yes.
The tongue is powerful. So thank you for sharing that.
And I'm big on language because you saw earlier I self-correct and I do that a lot. I will actually self-edit myself when I say something because I'm so conscious about the language that I use that I have. And I don't know if this is going to sidestep on any questions that I don't want to derail you, but this is something that I like to give to people as a good takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
There's three words that I avoid using at all costs. One is can't, because that's very limiting. The other is try, because try is also quite wishy-washy. So I will rarely say I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. I'm not trying, I'm doing it, or at least I'm working towards it. And then the other one, which is my most despised word, is realistically. That word is to me, it's like a four-letter word. Like you might as well have cussed at me if you ever look at me and say, well, realistically, because I'm always like, hold on, we're not going to use that word, because the problem with the word realistic is that you are setting an arbitrary goal line. So imagine if somebody was running a 100-meter race. Now, if there's any track stars in the chat, I know, yes, technically you can always tell because you pace yourself and you know how many strides it's going to take you to get from the start line to the finish line. But just suspending that, the point that I'm trying to make is if we took a 100-meter line and we pulled it back by 2 or 3 meters, the person would run and they'd stop at that 97 meters. Or if we extended it by 2, they'd run full-fledged up until that 102 meters, right? No matter the distance, whether somebody's running a marathon, they don't run the marathon, cross the finish line, and then run for another 5 miles after, right? They wind it down. So when you use the term realistically, you're arbitrarily setting a finish line that's way sooner than it needs to be. And when you accept others telling you what's realistic, you are now also creating a boundary around yourself based on their perception. So when somebody usually says, well, realistically, or I don't think that's realistic, what they're actually telling you is, I don't know how to do that, so therefore it can't be done. Or I don't think it's possible for me, so therefore I don't see any way for you to do it. That doesn't mean it can't be done. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Because if I looked at things throughout my life and I listened to what people told me were realistic, I would not be here today at all. My life would look completely different today. And I've told the story a couple of times in my live streams about how when I was trying to upgrade from a condo to a house as a single parent at the time, and I went to the bank told me I was being unrealistic. She said, your income is great for one person, but to support a whole household and get a mortgage on a house, it's not realistic. I can get you into a townhouse, though. I said, I don't want a townhouse. I want a house. My realtor told me, yes, set your expectations a little bit more realistically. The builder of the property that I ended up wanting said my offer was unrealistic. I told all of them, I don't accept that. And eventually all of them fell in line and the builder accepted my offer and the realtor decided to help me do it with the process. And the bank gave me the money that they told me in the first place I was never going to get. That property that I bought 10 years later, I sold for triple what I purchased it for, which then allowed me to do a lot of the entrepreneurship that I want to do. So that experience solidified for me at 29 or however old I was at the time. That's what solidified for me that I should not accept realistic, because when you do that, you are essentially shrinking the possibility of your experiences in your life. So do not accept realistic from anyone and don't utter it for yourself, because now you're just putting yourself in a box that doesn't need to be there.
I love that, Miss Renita. Once again, do you guys see why she's up here? Let me just get 2 rounds of applause in the chat before I continue. And Piles, I saw your question. I have a question for her that kind of relates to, no, it does relate to that. So I think I'll ask it to her now because it kind of related to what she had said. But can I just get one more person with a round of applause? Thank you so much. I see the 2 rounds of applause. We're going to continue. Piles in the chat asked a question, but I actually already had a question related similar to that. Piles was saying, she said, kind of related. Anyone have ideas on how to help someone who wants it but is convinced nothing will work? Okay, bear that in mind. My question to you is, how can entrepreneurs stay resilient during discouraging times? I told you guys, I got you, Piles, I got you. I'll repeat the question one more time. You see how he works in mysterious ways, Piles? You had a question in the chat and it was already written down in the paper from this morning. I'll repeat the question. How can entrepreneurs stay resilient during discouraging times? Miss Renita Jakes, take it away.
Being mindful of why you're doing it in the first place.
Okay, your why.
Yeah, your why. And the why isn't, most people, when they have their why, it's usually pretty surface level. So you actually have to drill down. And I always say, think of it like how when you have a little kid and you answer a question for them, they'll say, oh, but why this? And you answer the question, they'll say, but why? And then you answer again and they say, yeah, but why? They keep asking you why?
Right.
You have to drill down because, so for example, if someone asked me, okay, well, and I'm thinking back a few years because my why is a little bit, my surface why I should say is a little bit different now because my son's older. But when he was younger, I would say, well, I want to be able to provide a good life for me and my son. Okay, but why? Well, because I don't want him to lack for anything or grow up feeling like he was at a disadvantage because he didn't have both of his parents in the same household. Okay, but why? And I kept drilling down and drilling down and drilling down until I really got to the root reason. So you have to keep challenging what that why is. And then when you get to the why, now you can keep that in mind because you have something motivating you to actually do all the things that you're trying to do. Because in the times when it's hard, the why is what's going to get you through it. If you're just trying to ting just for trying its sake, at the points where it's hard, you're going to give up.
Right.
at the point where it doesn't feel like something that you really want to be doing, or something else comes along, or there's something that's more interesting and fun, you're going to abandon it very quickly. But if you're very rooted and connected to your why, that why is the reason why you're going to get up earlier or stay up later or push through or do all the things that you need to do. Because it's when we're comfortable, it's very easy to be comfortable. You're not motivated to do anything. If you're living comfortably right now, you're not motivated to change. But if all of a sudden you can't buy food to eat, or you can't pay for your mortgage or your rent or whatever, you're suddenly going to be motivated to hustle and do things to make that happen. Because you have a strong, compelling reason. So that's the reason why typically people that are lacking are usually motivated to work to get more, because they have a strong why, because they don't want to keep suffering.
Exactly. And Dr. Dom said something in the chat. She said many times people don't really believe in what they say they want. That's why they quit. Don't quit. Establish your why and stand firm in your why. So, Pals, I hope that answered your question. Stand firm in your why. And you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Okay? Let's continue. We're gonna stay on this topic. This is amazing. Everybody who is here, Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We're interviewing subject matter expert Ms. Renita Drakes, okay? And earlier on, I saw them say your accent coming through. You said wishy-washy. I don't know if American people say wishy-washy, you know.
They do, but I think
American
one thing that I did
people.
say when I said trying to ting.
Yeah, the trying a thing and the wishy.
Yeah,
No,
trying
but
to
you say
ting.
wishy-washy. I've never heard an American person. I've never heard an American person say wishy-washy, or maybe we use it differently. I know when somebody
Yeah, in Canada, I hear it, but
we use it differently. Wishy-washy. Them very wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Wishy-washy.
Real wishy-washy and ting. Yeah.
Real wishy-washy and thing. Yeah. So
the reason for that is because, when I moved to Canada, I had to learn how to drop my accent because I was in school, and a lot of the kids said they couldn't understand me, although I was speaking English. So I wish I had a stronger mindset then, because I would have just said, you have to learn how to listen harder.
Right.
So I had to learn how to drop it. And so when you talk about code switching, the ultimate code switching is talk to a Caribbean person, because somebody who grew up in the Caribbean but moved here at a young enough age that they can drop their accent, you will never know until you get around another Caribbean person. And then it's like, yeah, man, what's going on? Big up your thing.
Oh gosh, boy. What? Listen,
then it comes out.
You are speaking to me. There are some lives where people are like, oh, where are you from? You sound so American. I would have known you're a Jamaican.
Right.
When I came back, I learned how to code switch very well. I could turn it on and turn it off very well.
But when I'm back home in Barbados, like, my friends are like, wait, but you don't sound like you left Barbados at all. I can't hear the Canadian accent to you. I was like, no, trust me, I don't sound like this when I'm in Canada.
Right. Hello. Let's continue, because y'all sidetracking us, okay? Y'all sidetracking us, okay? Dr. Carlotta Berry, I see you. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We are interviewing subject matter expert Miss Renita Drakes, my fellow Caribbean gal, okay? Let's continue. I want to kind of stay on this topic because this is nice, okay? You created a post. Once again, you know I did my homework. So before
I love it. Okay? I love it.
You created a post where you were talking about a personal rule. If something scares you, force yourself to do it. So, So you know, I do my homework. I do my homework.
All right, then.
So, this kind of piggybacks off of what we were just discussing. You know, your overall why and your purpose. So I think this can continue. Your personal rule. If something scares you, force yourself to do it. Miss Renita Drakes.
That is the sole reason why I've accomplished anything. That's it.
Right.
Like, literally the sole reason.
Right.
Because my personal rule of thumb, and I treat it like a law, like a personal law that I have. Right. Now, the caveat to that is, I'm not talking about a fear where it's like a personal safety issue, right? So putting aside anything that's actually dangerous, but if it's just one of those irrational mental fears that we have, as soon as I start feeling a little bit nervous about it or a little bit scared, that's when I'm like, okay, well, now you have to do it. And the reason why I made that rule for myself and why I actually follow it religiously is because it's enabled me to accomplish a lot of things that I've been wanting to do. Because that's usually the reason why a lot of us do not follow through or get things done or accomplish certain things or have certain experiences, is because we start feeling that fear. And then we start shrinking back because of it. But the fear is just the enemy trying to hold you back. The fear is a lie, but we don't understand that. And we think that we have to wait till we get over the fear, but you're not always going to get over the fear. The fear comes when you start to move. It's only in the movement that the fear subsides. And so I always tell people, listen, bring fear along for the ride. The fear is not going away. Just throw it in the back seat. Don't let it drive the car. You're the one in the driver's seat and in control. So when I always just say, in a lot of my content you would have seen since you were watching it, I'll say you might have to move scared, but move anyways.
Right.
Because we have this fallacy that you have to get over the fear. You don't have to get over it. You just decide, I'm going to move even with the fear, even in spite of the fear. The fear will eventually diminish itself. And so because I've always felt that, so for example, if I were sitting here thinking, when you asked me about coming on as a guest, if I had a fear around it, it might say, oh, but he always has like medical doctors in there and I'm not a doctor. Or, he has people that have bigger platforms. My platform's not that big. Or, and start talking all kind of stupidness, right? And the fear would have me say, oh, well, no, I should decline. I should politely decline and say, thank you, I'm honored. However, come up with the whatever excuse and back off, right? But because I don't operate that, I wasn't actually feeling any kind of fear. I was actually excited when you asked me. But just as an example, right, usually in those scenarios, I would just say, well, I don't feel like doing it because I'm super scared, but I'm still going to do it. And that is the reason why I've accomplished a lot of things that I've accomplished, because I don't listen to the fear. I don't mind it.
I love that, Miss Renita. And guess what? Once again, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said. You will be surprised. This is not a dig at nobody, okay? You will not be surprised at how many people have messaged me back and said, Dr. Johnson, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate the interview, but right now I can't. Right now I don't know how to answer. I don't know if I'll be a right fit. Mind you, they have triple and double my amount of followers in my platform. Dr. Johnson, I can't right now. I don't know. What kind of questions are you going to ask me? They come into an office hour session, stay the whole time, and then send me a message. Dr. Johnson, I'm ready. Dr. Johnson, I'm ready. So thank you for sharing that, because I've had quite a few people who they didn't decline it because they were so appreciative that I thought of them. However,
Right.
I don't know. So thank you.
And I said yes, having never seen one of your lives, because I think you messaged me shortly after seeing me on Khadijah's live.
Right.
And then I accepted,
Right.
having not been in your room. And that's when I was like, wait, let me actually go over there and see what goes on over
Right.
there to see what I'm getting myself into, right? But I don't shy away from the fear. And the scarier it is, then I'm like, okay, then I definitely have to do it, because then imagine what will come on the other side of that, because you pushed yourself through that.
Exactly. Everybody who's just joining on in, welcome. Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. You know who we got on here. Subject matter expert, Miss Renita Drakes. I want to kind of stay on the topic of fear and complacency. And that it kind of goes into my next question, okay, that I want to ask. We have a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap up and do my professor tips. Then we're going to end the office hours for the day, y'all. Okay, so just stick tight. We almost done, okay? Miss Renita, how can someone push through self-doubt or imposter syndrome? We've discussed the imposter syndrome a couple of times here on Office Hours with Dr. Johnson, but I want to make sure that's one of the questions I stress to a variety of different guests, because they all have different perspectives to share. I'll repeat the question for you one more time. How can someone push through self-doubts or imposter syndrome?
So the interesting thing about imposter syndrome is that the tendency is that the more successful someone is and the more accomplished they are, the more they tend to feel imposter syndrome. Someone who's just kind of coasting and not doing much doesn't typically suffer from imposter syndrome. And the same thing with self-doubts, right? So self-doubt is something that we learn over time. And one thing that I always I talk about a lot is what I call the audacious belief in self. We are all born with an audacious belief in self as children. And I use the example of, imagine if you walked into a room of 5-year-olds and you said, hey, can somebody show me how to do a backflip? You'd see a bunch of hands flying up saying, I can do it. And they'd be tumbling around doing all kind of things. None of them will resemble a backflip. Not a foot will leave the ground, but they will be very confident in themselves. But if I ask this room full of adults the same question, unless you were actually a former gymnast or otherwise athletically inclined, you'd be like, no, thank you. I don't think so, right? Because we don't have that audacious belief in ourselves anymore. And that happens over time, right? It happens either through learned experiences, it happens through something negative that happened, or it happens even with well-meaning people around us that are trying to shield us because, again, they have their realistically things that they think are possible. And so then that shapes us. And so that erodes over time. And then you start having that voice that's in the back of your head telling you, no, you can't. And you're not qualified for that. You're not adequate. Also, women tend to suffer from imposter syndrome at a higher rate, as do women of color.
Okay, no, pause. That you just dropped a statistic. Drop that.
Yes.
Repeat that statistic one more time, please. Thank you.
Women tend to tend to suffer from imposter syndrome at higher rates, and especially women of color.
Okay.
So you'll have these people that are extremely qualified, but are the ones that will be like, I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I have the qualifications yet. I'm not quite there. And then there's people who have this audacious belief, and they will see like, oh, the vice president role is open at the company. I know that I just started in the mailroom last week, but hey, let me just throw my name in the ring. You know? And there's a lot of people that have gone through life just based on solely on their audacity.
The audacity and trying a thing. Them just a try a
Yes,
thing.
just trying a thing.
Just trying a thing. My
So I always try a thing. And that's the thing too, like a lot of times we will project what we think is the outcome. I'm not going to do XYZ. I'm doubting myself because I'm assuming what the intention is going to be, right? I could have come in here with the what's the word I'm trying to say? The expectancy. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. The expectancy that, okay, I'm going to come in and nobody's going to care what I have to say. Nothing I say is going to resonate with people. I could have come in with that kind of self-doubt, but I didn't. I just came in and be like, okay, well, I'm going to have a great conversation with Dr. Johnson. If somebody gets something out of it, cool. If you don't, it's not my business. Like, it really isn't. If anybody's listening, they're like, anyhow, I don't dig her. I'm not messing with her, whatever. That's not my business.
Guess what? This show will continue if I have one person in this live. I vowed to myself, I'm going to continue showing up. I vowed to myself every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, office hours with Dr. Johnson. So even if that one person is Dr. Don, if that one person is Dr. Lewis, if that one person is the short stuff, if that one person is Khadijah, if that one person is Pals, is Miss Nita, I'm going to show up every Tuesday, 7 p.m., office hours with Dr. Johnson. Okay? So like I tell people, you can't look at the numbers. You got to look at the bigger picture. I know my why, and I'm standing firm in my why. Hello.
10 toes deep.
10 toes deep.
Or 9 if you might be missing one.
We're going to continue, okay? Because you see, the lady have jokes. She a crack joke now.
Just being inclusive.
She feel comfortable now, and now she want crack joke. Let's continue, okay? Miss Renita, what role do you think mentorship plays in personal development?
Oh, huge. Everybody needs a mentor. If your mentor doesn't have a mentor, you need a new mentor.
Repeat that one more time. Repeat that. Let the people know.
I said, if your mentor doesn't have a mentor, you need a new mentor. That's my rule of thumb. Mentorship is so important because no one of us has all the answers and knows all the things. So I think that we have to step out of this idea that we can figure it all out ourselves, or that we can't improve, or that we can't do anything better, right? We only know what we know, and we're focused on what we're focused on. There's a lot of value in taking the perspectives of others, especially people who've already done the thing that you're trying to do, and they can help guide you along the way. So I strongly believe in mentors, no matter what level you're at. Even if you are a world leader should still have some sort of a mentor that might have been a former world leader that's helped guiding them through things. So
exactly.
Your mentor should have a mentor.
Your mentor should have a mentor. And Dr. Stiles said something important in the chapter. She said, nothing diminishes anxiety faster than action. So take that action. You were just talking about that. Do what scares you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have to move scared, but move anyway.
Move anyway. Okay. Thank you for sharing that in the chat, Dr. Style. I want to wrap things up, but before I wrap things up on my last two questions, I have one more question for you, okay? What legacy do you hope to leave behind? Hello. I do my homework. Miss Renita Drakes, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
That I tried all the things and I helped a lot of people along the way. Nothing fancy or crazy.
I love that.
She did it all. So Les Brown has a really famous quote that the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it's full of unfulfilled dreams, hopes, and promises that were unrealized. And so my ultimate goal in life is to not have anything dive in the graveyard of unfulfilled dreams and promises, right? I want to make sure that I accomplish so many of those things that when that day comes that I'm no longer on this earth, I can very calmly look back and say, I did all the things. There was nothing unrealized that I didn't do. And that more importantly, I also left a legacy that I encourage other people to do the same.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, I like to incorporate this question into all of my interviews. Miss Nini Legacy, I see you. Welcome on. Her Divine Alchemy, I see you. You still here. Welcome on in. Blessed Believer, I see you. Welcome on in. mental health. Okay, Miss Renita Drakes. What does Miss Renita do to stay on top of her mental health overall?
Whew. Now, I know the good answers. I should say, I'm exercising, things like
I don't
that.
want the, I don't want the good answers.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to say, truth be told, I haven't been doing as much as I should, right? Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Dr. Dom. I appreciate you. Typically, and it's only because of the season that I'm in, I've got so many things, a million and one things going on, but that's also the time where it's even more important. But I do try to find time to have some sort of self-care. Self-care isn't always I posted up at a spa for the day. Self-care could just be that I took some time to just sit in peace and quiet and tell everybody leave me alone so that I can light a candle, read a book, pray, do whatever I need to do, or, bought myself a nice dinner or whatever it is, right? Spend some time with quality friends that I could just have some good laughs with and spend time with. So it's just doing something that makes me happy and helps me feel at peace.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being transparent once again. Okay. Last question. I ask all of my guests this. Last question. Last question. Can I just have 2 people in the chat drop a last question? I see a couple people in the chat who have already interviewed. Can I just see 2 people drop in the chat? Last question, because we all know what this last question is. Last question. Can I just have a couple people in the chat drop a last question? Okay, I see you, Dr. Dom. I see you, Miss Nita. I see you, pals. Miss Renita Drakes, what is your overall why as it relates to the work that you do, as it relates to you being a subject matter expert in real estate, in business, in entrepreneurship, being a top A1 consultant, being a top A1 digital strategist? Okay, Miss Renita Drakes, what is your overall why?
So and I touched on it a little bit earlier as well. My overall why has always been that I want to live a life of freedom so that I can be there for the people that matter to me in my life. So my son, my family, even friends and people, whoever's close to me in my life, I want to be able to live my life without answering to other people so that then I can be at peace and I can experience calm, but then I can also choose to do other things if I so choose. I can spend my time doing how I want it to, because the time on this planet is so finite. And especially raising a child, it's, my son is 16, he's going to be 17 soon. He's going to be an adult in a little bit over a year. That time flies by super fast. So the ability to actually spend time with the people that matter to you and doing the things, because I feel like, you live your life and you turn around and you blink and next thing you know, you're 70 years old. Or some people don't even they only make it to half that long because something happened that drastically changes and alters their life. So I've always been very cognizant of living life with ultimate freedom so I can have as many experiences and just see all the things in the world that there is to see. So.
Right. I love that. Miss Renita Drakes, thank you so much for taking the time to step into office hours with Dr. Johnson. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. And you see my moderator in the chat. Yes, the replay would be posted on YouTube after.
Oh, yeah, dope.
I appreciate you. We are definitely going to keep in touch. I always have something up my sleeves. I always have something, in the work. So I appreciate you for taking the time to share your story, share your journey, and drop gems for somebody who may need it overall. Okay. Before we go, let me just give you 2 tunes. Just some quick tunes. Okay. Okay. Quick tunes. Can we get a thumbs up in the chat for Miss Renita? Okay. Deuces in the chat before I drop her down. Okay. Can I get a couple deuces? Couple deuces. Okay, they dropping hearts. Yeah, okay, they go to deuces. Okay. Okay. No behavior. When I drop her down, she will have no behavior. No behavior.
Looking good.
Okay. Okay. What's she about?
Hold on.
Miss Renita, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're gonna be in touch, okay, ma'am?
Of course. And blessings to everybody. I appreciate everybody for the blessings and all the great comments in the chat.
Thank you so much. They said we need an encore. We stay tuned, man. Just stay tuned. We got you. Dr. Dom said, now I want us to go to the islands. You better come on down.
And thank you for all my people that pulled up, because I shared it out to a bunch of people and I saw a lot of them came in.
So shout out to all your people who you see in the chat right now. Shout out all your people out real quick.
Yeah, like I see Dr. Dom pulled up, Doc with Style, Khadijah, I saw Brandy rolled in. I don't know if she's still here. If anybody that's connected to me and you came through a share, I appreciate all of you for pulling up. Amna was in here earlier. So thank you all so much. Appreciate, love you all.
And also, Pals, my moderator, I hope you connect with Renita. I want you to connect with Renita. She'll be a great resource for you to have with the project that you are working on, okay? Pals, I don't know if
Relina too high.
I think she's still here. Miss Renita, once again, have a blessed night. Have a blessed day. Continue to be great. Continue to show up for yourself. Continue to be you, okay?
Likewise. Thank you so much.
No
Bye,
problem.
everyone.
Okay, y'all, that was my interview. Okay, that was the interview, guys. Once again, I told you guys, I bring up subject matter experts who have something to share. Now, yes, let's shimmy on now. Okay, her divine. Hold on, we gonna. You know, we do my trending topic in healthcare. Then we do my interview, and then we wrap it up with Professor Tips. So the Professor Tips today. Let me see if they're still here. The Professor Tips for today is going to be a little bit different. We are going to have Dr. Lewis come and share some Professor Tips for today. And as you all know, the Professor Tips can be a variety of different things. You know? Dr.
Hello,
Lewis, can you see me? Can you hear me, Dr. Lewis?
I could see you. I can.
Oh, you have to turn your camera on, ma'am.
I'm trying.
Sure. Once again, say the favorite phrase. We're not there. You go.
Hey, hello everyone. Hello.
Saksagela.
Makase. We are in the Caribbean tonight.
Okay, we definitely in the Caribbean tonight. Okay,
In
now we're
this
in Haiti.
cold weather.
Earlier on, we were in Barbados and Jamaica. Now with Dr. Lewis, we're about to be in Haiti. Okay, but we're
We're
gonna
about to be in Haiti.
Okay, we're gonna be in Haiti just for a little bit, okay? As you all know, Dr. Lewis goes live every Monday, but life be lifing, and life happened for her yesterday, and she did not have the opportunity. She didn't have the opportunity to go live yesterday, so I want to make sure I still hold her accountable and bring her onto my live today to do my Professor Tips. As you all know, I wrap up my office hours with a Professor Tip, whether that be a tip for school, for work, for life. Today it's gonna be, I'm gonna have Dr. Lewis lead it, being that she missed her live yesterday. I still wanted her presence here on the algorithm. I still wanted her presence here on TikTok. Dr. Lewis, Professor Tip, what do you have for us?
Yes. So we are in holiday season. And we are going to see how we can wrap up this year successfully.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about some tips on how to wrap up. And thank you, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson is amazing and keep helping people, in helping keeping me accountable, but also others as well. So we're gonna give some tips on wrapping up the year 2025.
Yeah, because wrap it up. It's been a lot going on.
There's been a lot. It's
My
been
gosh.
a year. It has been a year, Dr. Johnson. We all know that. But we're going to start dropping these tips. So I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say before I started, Dr. Johnson.
I was gonna let you start it, but before, while I still have some people on here who are looking for jobs or who message me about looking for jobs, we're wrapping up the year. Let's also update those resumes. Okay.
Yes.
If you're not liking your job right now, if you want to transition into something else, take the end of the year to prepare yourself personally and professionally to either look for a new job or start that new job come 2026. Why? Because 2025, we're leaving it in 2025. In that
Yes.
the phrase with George, I think 2025, we all met George in 2025. Wap con George, we met him. Wap con George, we met him in 2025, and we want to leave him in 2025. We want to start 2026 anew. Not just new, but anew.
Yes.
Okay, that's my tip for y'all. Update those resumes, please, because we all need new jobs. And if a new job is not for you, let's update those business plans.
Yes.
Let's update those business plans. So no judgment on it. If you're not looking for a new job and you want to tap more into your entrepreneurship, let's either update those resumes or update that business plan. Okay, the short stuff in the chat talking about some weight. Not
Yes, I saw that. Yes. And yesterday there was someone that says he met George's mom, George's uncle.
I met the whole.
Not only George, though.
If you Haitian in the chat, you know what that means. If you're Haitian in the chat, wap con George, we met him in 2025. Dr. Dom said, or start that business y'all been sitting on. Start the business you've been afraid of. Miss Renita Drake said, do it scared. In 2026,
He said
do
it
scared.
best.
Okay, so once again, my professor tip for you all today. Update your resumes or update those business plans and get it going in 2026. Dr. Lewis, can you just share us 2 tips for wrapping up the year?
Yes. So we know that there's so many events that happen during the end of the year. Apart from
Right.
updating your resume, I just want to add one quick thing.
Hmm.
You want to review your year and see what progress you have made. So when you are updating your resume, please add the progresses that you have made, the skills that you have worked on. Some of you guys have annual reviews at your
Hmm.
job, annual
Performance plans.
summaries, multi-year reviews. So it's very important to add all those accomplishments, everything that you did. Don't forget to document your events. Take photos, add those as well to your portfolio, and update your CVs as well. So there's resumes, but there's also
Oh,
CVs
CV.
as well.
Okay.
Okay.
The subject matter expert,
Okay.
y'all. Subject matter expert. Continue, Dr. Lewis.
Yes. All right. The other thing I want to say is we know that there's going to be a lot of cha-ching spending during the end of the year, right? So we want to be mindful of our expenses for the year. So make sure that you set a budget and be mindful of the financial expenses that you are going about at the end of
Right.
the year, whether it be weddings, whether it be holiday events, gift exchanges, office parties, you name it. Travel, another thing, travel. So let's be mindful and be financially responsible during the year. And the other thing I want to say is you want to make sure that you are mindful not only of your financial wellness but your physical wellness as well, right?
Okay.
Because we know that those cookies, those cupcakes, that pasta, okay, that comfort food, that hot chocolate,
That Didi Jean Jean, come on. That soup,
that
the
chili
soup,
jojo and
the soup
rice,
jumu, come
okay,
on.
from
The
my
leg, the
Haitian, that
legume, come on.
Jamaican oxtail,
The brown stew
okay,
chicken, the curry shrimp and the white rice, come on. The cold
that
foot,
collard greens,
come
okay, y'all
on.
get the picture,
Let's take an
okay,
American
that,
real.
yeah,
Let's take an American
bye
real quick.
pals,
The the
yeah,
the
yeah,
baked
thank you so
beans,
much for
the
coming on,
baked mac and cheese, the turkey neck
okay,
bones. Come on.
yes,
Okay, so we got
yes.
we got all that food. What are you telling the people them with all that food? What you telling
I'm
them?
telling sorry, Miss Renita Jakes, but I'm telling you, it's very important that we maintain those healthy habits and behaviors
Right.
during the end of the year, okay? Because you guys are going to be invited left and right. Friendsgiving is coming, Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas parties.
You
I have
making
like 3 holiday events at my job lined up so far, okay?
then the
That
chat
doesn't
they said
even include family stuff, all
right.
right? So let's be financially responsible. Let's continue to maintain our healthy habits. Yes, the temptation does come. The
Mm-hmm.
temptation does come as it relates to all those foods that are being served throughout those events. But
Dr. Lewis, they
enjoy
said in the chat.
yourself.
Sorry, they said in the chat they want some oxtails and rice and peas. Dr. Dom, what you know about roti? Dr. Dom, what you know about roti? What kind of roti you like, Dr. Dom? You know I love me some roti. What do you know about? I'm sorry to cut you off, Dr. Lewis, but I saw roti in the chat. What you know about roti? I love a good curry shrimp roti.
Yes.
Dr. Lewis, I'm sorry. Continue. They're trying to get me out of character. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good. It's
He talking
good.
about
You have to tell me
roti.
about that roti. I don't know too much
Love
about
a curry.
roti.
Yes, Miss Renita talking about how she love a curry shrimp. I love a curry shrimp roti with extra pepper sauce. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, in addition to prioritizing your wellness,
Mm-hmm.
your mental and physical wellness,
Oh, she
Dr. Johnson is very big on mental wellness. He talked
definitely
about navigating the winter blues and the
right.
and the amazing conference he had last week. So it's very important that we prioritize our mental wellness.
Right.
If you need to see your therapist, see your therapist. If you need to get your regular checkups, go see your doctor. Talk about your health because we all had a year, okay? So it's very important to make sure that you are physically well and getting ready for the new year, okay? And I encourage you. Sometimes people are like, I don't feel like going to this. I don't feel like going to that. Strengthening relationships, building those relationships through the workplace, through your family. It's
Mm-hmm.
very important for your mental well being,
It
right?
is.
We know that during COVID, a lot of people were suffering due to the fact that they were feeling lonely.
Right.
Don't let the lonely bug like sting you. Get social during the end of the year. We all had a hard year, so creating those bonds, strengthening those relationships are very, very important to your well-being. So
To wrap
those
it
are the
up,
professor tips I did have.
yeah, to wrap
And
it up,
celebrate yourself.
celebrate yourself.
Well,
I want to
hold on.
piggyback off of that really quickly. And we mentioned this at the conference. It's okay to ask for help. Obviously, you're asking those who you
Yes.
trust and who you confide in. But when you are not okay, make sure you have somebody who you could lean into and tell them, hey, I'm not okay right
Mhm.
now. It is a holiday season. I'm going through a season right now. I just need your extra support. I just need a listening
Yes.
ear. I just need you to be an active listener. So
Yes.
make sure you have a support system around you who you can lean into when you
Hmm.
are not feeling 100. Okay, I just wanted to add
Right.
to what Dr. Lewis said. Dr. Lewis, I
Do-
appreciate you so much.
Dr. Johnson, I just want to say one thing. Thank
Sure.
you so much. Check on your peers too.
Okay.
Check on your peers. Not only, yes, creating those relationships, but check on your peers too, because some people may be going through stuff. Can I just tell a quick story? I
Pause for
have
a
a
minute.
friend of
We're
mine
talking
who,
about doubles in the chat. What do you know about doubles? Who brought up doubles? Dr. Dom, what do you know about doubles? I'm sorry. What you know about doubles? You're about
I
to
know
share a
about
brief story.
festivals. I know about festivals,
Not even
Dr.
near
Johnson. Am
doubles.
I Jamaican enough? But
Not
I
even
just wanted to,
close. What she know about doubles? Dr. Lewis, you're gonna share your brief story. We're gonna wrap it up at 8:30, okay?
no problem. So I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she was giving me the story about a friend who she actively decided to check on. And then she went to the friend's house, and the
Mm-hmm.
friend was going through some major depression.
Mm-hmm.
She knocked on her door, the friend answered,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was like, open the door. The friend took 1 hour before
Mm-hmm.
she opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour before she opened the door. She kept on going back and forth and said, I don't want to open the door. Like, I'm not feeling the energy to open the door. And she goes, I'm not going to give up on you today. You're going to open the door. She used to be a mental health therapist.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour, Dr. Johnson. So
Yeah.
we see that families are going through it. So check on your people. Check on,
Check on
even
your
if it's a
people.
quick text, a phone call, visiting them, stopping by, picking up lunch, doing something nice for them. Check on them. Check on them.
I
Check
love
on
that.
them.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing that story. And we just jump from food to mental health to this. Y'all, you see what goes on in office hours with Dr. Johnson. I appreciate all of y'all. The confidence coach. What you? Because the last time I checked, you from New Orleans. What you know about doubles?
And Dr. Johnson, I'm embarrassed to say I have no idea what doubles are. So you
I'll
want
let you know what that is off the live. I'll send you some pics and different restaurants of where you're gonna go to when you come to Florida. Dr. Dom, what you know about doubles? And then I see you, Miss Renita Drake, talking about something. You owned a quick serve restaurant specializing in doubles. I gotta go. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up.
yes.
Dr. Lewis, thank you so much. Everybody,
Thank you so much. I'm so
I
happy to
appreciate
be
you
here
being here.
always.
Everybody
Have
in
a
the
good
chat, give
night.
yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. Dr. Lewis, you are amazing.
Amazing.
Dr. Dom said
Thank
he's well
you.
traveled.
So are
Dr.
you,
Dom, you're amazing. Miss Renita Drakes, you're amazing. Khadijah, I see you. Blessed believer, I see you. Round of applause in the chat. Her Divine Alchemy said, watch out for these Florida man folks when you go. Oh, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Miss Renita, love, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Office hours with Dr. Johnson every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know where to find me. Deuces in the chat. One more time, another round of deuces. We wrapping it up. Deuces. Let me get some deuces. Okay, there we go. There we go. Deuces in the chat. Thank you, blessed believer. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you. We wrapping it up. Dr. Lewis, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Janae. I see you. I see you. We wrapping it up.
all right.
Hold on, let me just edit my thing. And let me drop you down, Dr. Lewis. Hey, this is my
Hey,
song.
hey.
I know Miss Renita is somewhere whining, whining and grinding, you know. Bye, y'all. We shimmy out. We out. We out. We out. Hey, 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 hey.
Go,
No,
Dr. Johnson.
Miss Renita, I'ma send you this mix. Miss Renita, I'ma send you this mix. I gotta go, y'all. It's dinner time. I gotta go. I gotta go. Boy, 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 boy. I don't want to leave. Boy, boy. I gotta go. I gotta go, y'all. Bye. Bye. I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Thank you for being here for Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. Yeah, Dr. Lewis, you in the chat talking about some boy. Janae, I see you dropping the Jamaican flag. Boy, I gotta go, y'all. Okay, I'm wrapping it up. Have a blessed night. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. And I am working on my next conference. I have my topic. I just gotta lock in my a couple more guests that I want to have. Dr. Dom, I see you talking about something. You gonna break this chair dancing. I see you. Miss Renita, you dropping them flags. I see you. I see you, Janae. I appreciate y'all. So my next conference for December, I'm planning it. I have 2 speakers locked in. I'm working, but come back next Tuesday. I'll be here, Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. Have a blessed night. I'll see y'all soon.